It's 6:59 a.m., and I'm staring at a yellow HOA tag on your doorknob while a weed whacker revs across two lawns like an alarm clock we didn't order. If you've ever wondered how fast a quiet street becomes a town hall, it's the 60 seconds between a violation notice and a neighbor's front door opening. You hear that, trimmer? It's early. Quiet hours end at 7, not almost 7. I'm not here to jump you. I'm here because the notice is about the front yard and because the trimmer woke up, half the block. I put the notice on the knob at 6:45 because I was headed to work and didn't want it. Blowing off the mailbox. It isn't a ticket. It's a courtesy heads up. Turf over 8 inches, visible weeds in the parkway, and trash bins visible from the street. I know the drought rules. I know watering days are odd addresses, Tuesdays and Saturdays before 9 a.m. or after 6 p.m. Nobody's asking you to run sprinklers at noon. We're asking for maintenance you can do within the rules. The mow line isn't the issue. It's the dandelion dome and the foxtail by the hydrant. I see the brown patch. That's heat scorch, not a moral failing. You can overseed or plan a xeriscape conversion. But either way, we need the 8-inch rule and the bins out of sight by tonight. No, this isn't because I don't like you. I barely know you. I just read the same handbook everyone ignores until it lands on their door. I'm not the HOA president. I'm on the landscaping committee because I'm the person who alphabetizes spices for fun, and because code enforcement tends to escalate when we don't handle the small stuff. You think I enjoy measuring grass? I'd rather drink coffee and let the world be green at its own pace, but the weeds go to seed and then we're all fluffing dandelion wishes. Yes, I'm the one who set a reminder for the bins. They can sit out 24 hours before and after pickup. Yours are camping. I know you were out of town. That's why I wrote courtesy in all caps. Please don't take the tone. I'm not filming you. The phone's for a callback from the officer. I called non-emergency because of the 6:58 trimmer and because your reply last night said I was harassing you. Using the rule book isn't harassment. Stalking you would be harassment. I'm not doing that. I'm standing on a public sidewalk next to a public hydrant trying not to pick your foxtail by hand like a raccoon with a clipboard. There. Hear it? 7 on the dot. The whacker's now legal. I still hate it. But it's legal, and there's the cruiser. Please take a breath. Nobody's getting cuffed over crabgrass. Good morning, officer. Thanks for coming. The call was about pre-7-yard tools, visible bins past the 24-hour window, and lawn height over the HOA limit. Noise is city. The rest is HOA. Right, you can't enforce grass height, I get it. The calm voice helps. He says he's just trying to keep the yard alive in a drought, and he travels for work. I believe him. Travel doesn't change the bin window. Though, and the weeds don't stop growing because the TSA likes your shoes. Also, the parkway belongs to all of us. The foxtails by the hydrant are a dog vet bill waiting to happen. No, I didn't move your bin. I pushed it 3 inches so the mail carrier could reach the box. That's not a crime. That's a courtesy. You're frustrated because the brown patch looks like failure. It's not. Everyone has one right now. The HOA approved drought-tolerant conversions for this reason. We just need a plan before the yard turns into a wildlife refuge with a blue recycling bin for a roommate. Officer, could you state the quiet hours window and the thing about obstructing the sidewalk with bins? 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. for power equipment, and bins shouldn't block the sidewalk or curb cut. Thank you. He's not blocking the walk right now. But last pickup day, the green can camped in the curb cut for 2 days. That's in the notes because I tripped on it at dusk and spilled a coffee that deserved better. I don't want a citation. I want your yard to stop nominating mine for a dandelion festival. You're saying watering is limited and the heat is real. Yes. That's why there's the xeriscape option. You don't want rocks. You want grass, then mow lower, overseed with tall fescue, and edge the parkway. We can get you a temporary variance to run a soaker on the new seed within the city's allowable hours. Yes, really. We've processed 3 this month. It isn't a trick. It's a form with dates, and for the bins, build a side yard screen or tuck them behind the gate. You can even use a prefab lattice if you stain it and anchor it. I'm not telling you to build Versailles. I'm telling you to hide the giant plastic color blocks from the street like we all do when the newsletter sighs at us. Officer, you don't need to weigh in on lattice patterns. Just noise and sidewalk. Thanks for not laughing at lattice patterns. I heard you almost do it. You said the committee feels petty. So do I, but petty becomes wildly expensive when code enforcement writes the check. Let's talk numbers. If you trim the tall patch and bag the seed heads today, you cut the visual in half for $0. If you rake out the dead thatch, the new seed actually touches soil and you're not watering straw. You don't have a mower? Borrow mine. I have two because I lose one and find the other. No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of me. Stop hearing a jury in every sentence. It's one neighbor telling another neighbor that the rule exists because the street goes downhill and the weeds roll. The officer's right here hearing both of us, and his eyebrows haven't migrated off his face. That's how we know we're being reasonable. Okay, you're worried about a fine hitting while you're trying to fix it. I can flag the account as working on compliance. If you give me dates that are real, not vibes, dates. By Friday, mow and edge the parkway. Bins behind the gate. By next Tuesday, overseed the brown patch and set the soaker schedule within city hours. By this time next month, either the grass is filling in or you submit a xeriscape plan for fall install. That's not punishment. That's a map. Maps keep us from wandering into whatever. You can't do Friday because you fly out Thursday? Then tonight, bins, parkway edge, bag seed heads. Saturday morning, mow, overseed, set soaker on a timer. I'll mark Saturday. The office doesn't check screens on weekends, but I will. I'm not the police of Saturdays, I promise. I'm just the person who wants the HOA email inbox to stop learning your name. You're worried about the soaker timer being a violation. It isn't if it runs within city hours on your days. If you need the variance for new seed, it extends hours by a sliver, still dawn dusk, so the water sticks. We've done it before, I'll email the form. 2 photos, start date, end date, description. Overseeding drought scorch on front lawn. The city is not the villain. They just don't want sprinklers doing Broadway at noon. Also, this is petty but powerful. Hand pull the tall offenders tonight. 1 bag. The visual drops 60% when the worst soldiers fall. I'll help. I'm not a monster. I like de-weeding. It's therapy with a trash bag. Officer, can we formalize that you gave a noise warning for pre-7 equipment and noted the bins sidewalk thing? You will? Thank you. He'll document advised and voluntary compliance. That line is gold when someone says we invented the conversation. You're still stiff. I get it. A yellow tag feels like a scarlet letter. It isn't a letter. It's a highlighter. I've had one. My Christmas lights overstayed. They're welcome into February because I kept saying I'd take them. Down, and then the ladder hid behind the boxes of regret. A tag is a nudge. You want to talk about your neighbor on Maple, who has a yard like a golf course and a personality like a leaf blower. He writes complaints on note cards. I've seen them. He also got tagged for trimming the common hedge on his own like a vigilante groundskeeper. Everyone gets a tag eventually. It's the circle of HOA. Okay, real talk. The brown patch by the sidewalk looks dead, not dormant. That's foot traffic. People cut the corner at the mailbox. Put down 2 stepping stones on the path people already use. That's how you stop a desire path from killing the turf you're trying to save. Desire paths are not a moral failing either. They're a map to where people actually walk. You nodding is the best sound I've heard today. The trimmer stopped. The world is possible again. Let's list the fixes so we stop pretending we need a jury. Bins behind the gate tonight. Edges tonight. Hand pull the tall seed heads tonight. Mow Saturday. Overseed Saturday. Set timer. Variance submitted. Stepping stones down. Reevaluate in a month. Xeriscape plan if the seed fails. Also, the little garden flag by your porch is fine. 12 by 18 inches on a freestanding stake. Your U.S. flag on the bracket is fine too. Federal law protects it. Keep it respectful and out of the carrier's path. The carrier is about to come by, and he hates bins like raccoons hate lids. Let's tuck the green one behind the gate right now, so he doesn't skip you. I'll hold the gate. You roll, and please grab the lid. The last rain turned 2 bins into bass drums. You're laughing. Good. Laughing is less noisy than a bass drum lid. You're staring at the foxtails. They're tiny porcupines. Dogs hate them. Pull the big one by the hydrant first. Yes, gloves. Foxtails fight back. I have a trash bag. It's half full because I cleaned my parkway at dawn while muttering about my life choices. Add yours. The bag will feel like progress. Officer, thanks for being patient while we bag weeds. This is the glamorous part of public service. He smiles without showing teeth. That's how you know he's a real pro. You ask if the HOA will help with seed cost. We have a small hardship line for compliance materials when the rule triggers expense. It can cover a bag of fescue and a timer, not a new mower. Submit the receipt with the variance. We can credit part of dues. I know, it feels bureaucratic. It is. Bureaucracy is how we don't play favorites, even with people who lend mowers. You eye the parkway and ask whether you can convert just that strip to native plants. Yes, that's our favorite. It's the part everyone steps on and forgets to water. Native strip with mulch, then lawn behind. The committee approves that weekly. Just submit species and a sketch. No rocks-only moonscape, though. Rocks plus blazing sun becomes an oven. We like green things that don't burn footwear. You mutter that your dad thinks HOAs are nosy. He's not wrong. We are nosy about the street we all share. Seatbelts, not sirens. That's the vibe I keep selling like a door-to-door font salesman. Okay, text exchange. Number, please. I'll put you in as neighbor with patch. You can put me in as HOA person who brings bags. Or my actual name. Either works. If the grass creeps to 9 inches, I'll text before a tag. If your travel gets extended, you'll text me so I can nudge the bins or ask a neighbor to help. You can borrow my edging tool Saturday. Don't argue. It loves to feel needed. Officer, do you need anything else from us? You'll leave a card with the incident number and advised quiet hours. Sidewalk bins awareness. Civil HOA matter. Perfect. That sentence is a bridge between we fixed it and no one yells at a meeting. You're worried about the neighbor across the way who films everything. He will film you moving the bins like it's a nature documentary. Wave. He'll wave back. Sometimes people film because they're lonely with a camera. The sun just punched through the clouds and made the brown patch look honest instead of tragic. So, about the water. Use a soaker snake, not a sprinkler. Lay it under the new seed. Run it at dawn on your days. Kill it before the sun gets bossy. If today is Tuesday and your house number is odd, you're allowed. If it's not your day, don't cheat. The city helicopter won't swoop in, but neighbors will. With eyes like hawks and fingers like doorbells. You ask if you can lay straw over the seed. Yes, but the good kind, seed-safe cover, not hay that brings its own weeds to the party. Stake it lightly so the wind doesn't take it to Kansas. And now that I have you in a good mood, the low spot by your driveway lip, fill it with topsoil so the water doesn't pool and cook roots. It's a small shovel job. Dirt is cheaper than replacement. Officer, before you go, could you say for the camera in my head, we agreed to text first. Bins behind gate, mow edge, overseed, timer within hours, variance to follow? He says it. Calm, neutral, adult. That's how mornings should sound. Like a checklist, not a courtroom. I'll send you the variance link when I get to a desk. Quick form. 2 photos. The patch now and your plan sketch, you can draw with a Sharpie. We don't fail art. We do fail ignoring. You ask what happens if the seed fails. Then we do the native plan in October when the ground forgives. I'll even bring the mulch discount code the HOA has with the nursery. The dogs across the street are losing their minds because the carrier is 5 houses away. That's our cue to wrap. Bins behind gate. Good. Edge line crisp. Good. Seed heads in bag. Good. I'll take this bag to my bin. Not yours, so you don't start the cycle with a full can. And guess what? When the newsletter goes out next month, I'll ask the board to add the friendly version of the lawn rules up top, not in legalese. People like human sentences. You roll your eyes because you don't think words matter. They do. The difference between violation and neighbor heads up is the difference between adrenaline and action. Before I go, one more tiny fix you can do in 5 minutes. Adjust the sprinkler that's shooting the sidewalk. You're paying to water concrete. It's also why the corner is slick at dawn. Quarter turn left. That's it. Your water bill will think you learned a magic trick. You're smiling like you made a discovery. That's the best moment on this block, when someone realizes the monster was a nozzle. Officer, thanks for the mediation tone. You didn't push. You paced. If you've got bigger calls, we've got it from here. He nods and steps back. The cruiser glides away without lights or lecture. It's still only 7:21. We salvaged a morning. Okay, timeline text incoming. It'll read, tonight, bins behind gate, Edge Parkway. Pull seed heads. Saturday, mow, dethatch brown patch, overseed tall fescue. Set soaker on timer within city hours. Submit variants for seed watering window. This month, stepping stones for mailbox path. Reassess fill-in. Submit native parkway strip plan if needed. Communication, text before tag. Officer documented quiet hours advisory and sidewalk bin awareness. Reply, agree, so it pins to the top of our chat. You typed agree. Thank you. If you need tools, knock. The garage is the aisle of forgotten hardware. I own duplicates of everything except common sense, and if you want to test seed coverage, use the cup trick, sprinkle into a clear cup, then onto soil so you see density. Better than guessing. I'll show you. One more neighbor tip. The kid next door runs a Moe's for gas money situation. If travel bites you, text me and I'll send him. He edges like a surgeon. You say you'll try Saturday yourself? Good. It's satisfying to make a line and see order return. That's neighborhoods. Tiny order on tiny patches we pretend are fields. If anyone in the comments says grass is fascism, they can xeriscape their hearts out. We allow it. They just have to submit the plan like adults. You mentioned you hate the font in the HOA newsletter. Same. Join me in the crusade for a readable font. It will save marriages. All right, I'm out. I'm late for coffee number 2 and an inbox that won't read itself. When the seed takes, invite me for a look. I'll bring a bag of mulch like a weird yard fairy. If it fails, I'll show up with native plugs and we'll pretend we planned it all along. We're okay. Neighbor, the street is okay. Foxtails are in a bag. Bins are behind a gate. The trimmer learned what 7 o'clock means. And I learned that a patient conversation beats 100 emails. Text, if the timer fights you. I've wrestled worse. And yes, when the HOA meeting happens next Wednesday, I'll say the courtesy tag should include, call me, will help, not just fix it or else. Seatbelts, not sirens. That line will make it into the minutes if I have to tattoo it on the agenda. We good? We're good. For everyone watching, where do you land? Stick with lawns during drought under strict height rules, or push HOAs to fast-track native conversions on parkways and front yards? And should bins be screened from the street even when travel gets messy, or is a grace window the neighborly move? Tell us your fix-in heat hacks and how your HOA balances drought rules with curb appeal. Drop your take in the comments. Your trick might save someone else a fine and a friendship.